Alright guys, BLM here back with a new video, and in this video we're back with another cast reaction to the latest Traitors season, this time talking about the Traitors season 4, where obviously I've done this for seasons 2 and 3 in the past, both of which being cast that, and that's the people I definitely did not know, but the people that I did know I was very excited for in this cast is kind of no different, though I do think as a whole this is a cast that just feels very strange to me. It's one where, again, obviously, the CBS alum are people that I am personally very excited for, all of them very strong picks. People outside that, I think there's some questionable people here. I mean, there's some people that, again, are somewhat controversial. There are people that I personally do not know, people that I just feel like are weird picks for the Traitors. But either way, again, we'll be running through the entire cast. Now, obviously, again, I personally know the CBS alum way more than the other people, to where, again, I'll be saving those people for last. I'll be kind of more so just quickly running through the other people at the beginning here. Again, some of which I do somewhat know, some of which I don't. Again, running through them in alphabetical order. Starting it off with Candace Dillard Bassett. Again, a housewife that I've never heard of until like 2 days ago. And again, legitimately, I never heard of this person. However, I have seen that she is somebody that is seemingly confrontational, seemingly someone that would be great at the round table, where, again, seems like someone that people are excited about and seems like someone that could be fun on the show. Next up, we got Caroline Stanberry, who's someone that I did not even see rumor until like last night at the time of this recording, which again, like immediately after the official cast reveal. But again, another housewife, probably the housewife that I know literally the least about. And we get to somebody that I do know about, but not for good reasons. We got Colton Underwood from The Bachelor, and somebody who, again, I've watched on Beyond the Edge, which I genuinely did not remember which show I had watched him on until I looked it up a few days ago. But still, Colton, again, I know he's very controversial. The Bachelor community really does not like him. He's supposedly like stalked his ex, and again, just seems like a very problematic person. Someone that I get why he's here in the sense that he is a big name, but someone that, again, I don't know how many people are really excited for Colton. Next, moving on to the random celebrity relative of the cast, we got Donna Kelsey, the mom of Travis and Jason Kelsey. Why not, I guess? I mean, obviously, again, the Kelsey brothers are popular nowadays, largely because of Taylor Swift, but I assume they wanted that connection, so she's there. Again, I literally know nothing about her outside that. Again, I've never really seen this person my entire life, but again, her casting makes sense. Next, I'm moving on to someone that I do kind of know, considering they were literally on the last season. We got Dorinda Medley, and sure, why not? I mean, she's someone that, again, had a fun one episode she was on last time, and again, obviously, she was murdered right away, and again, the rumors were out there that she was going to be back. Not shocking that she's back here. Obviously, a big name in the Housewives world, that a lot of people were super excited about, and then she just gets sniped out right away. And again, it seemed like they were going to give that second chance to Bananas as well, even though that ultimately didn't happen. But given Dorinda here, it felt more practical, especially considering that she's from the Bravo world, to where, again, I think Dorinda here makes a lot of sense, and it'll be interesting to see how it goes. So either way, I do think she'll at least bring entertainment for the next episode that she's on, at least. Next, moving on to someone that I have no clue who this person is. We got Eric Nam, who supposedly is some K-pop person. I don't know who this is. Again, why is he here? Such a random pick. And again, I think that is something with this cast in general that we'll get to more in these next few picks, is that it feels like they just went for more genuine, like, celebrities, like actual, like, actors, comedians, musicians, like professional athletes, like, over, again, the reality TV alum, which, again, is not necessarily the direction that I personally would want the show to take, though. Again, there have been some surprises in the last few seasons, and people that were more entertaining than I expected, and again, who knows if Eric's going to be that person on this season. Next, moving on to Johnny Weir, obviously Olympic figure skater, and it's kind of funny that he's here. Again, someone that was not on my radar, but also someone that, again, kind of makes sense for the caliber of people that are going with, and considering also the inclusion of a later person that we'll be talking about, it seems pretty clear they're trying to do some cross promotion here, considering this is going to be airing right before the Winter Olympics, and considering Johnny Weir, again, is a known commentator for it, again, you would assume that they're going to do some promotion there, which, again, makes a lot of sense. Next, moving on to someone that I also never heard of until yesterday, we got Kristen Kish, who I believe is a winner of Top Chef and has now gone on to host the show, which, sure, why not? Again, I literally know nothing about this person, but again, if they were somebody that they felt was good enough to bring back as a host, again, maybe they have something to bring here. I think in general, like, it is cool, the concept of, like, bringing in a reality TV host to be on a reality show. And though obviously she was on a reality show before, but still, like, I still think there's some intrigue from that concept as well, to where, again, why not? Next, moving on to somebody that I do know, and I've watched her on other reality shows before, and that is Lisa Rinna. And again, she was on Celebrity Apprentice. I thought she was fun from what I remember of her, though generally, again, it was a while ago, to where it's not like I actually have like a full memory of everything she did, but still, I feel like she's someone that is pretty respected in the reality TV community, someone that I think a lot of people are excited for, and someone that, again, I think can bring some fun TV here. So again, I think a pretty good pick there. Next, moving on to someone that I also know, as in I've at least watched their show, back in the day, and that person's Mark Ballas from Dancing with the Stars, which, again, I used to watch Dancing with the Stars as a kid. I know who Mark Ballas is. I don't know how that connects to the Traitors. Again, I don't know if he's someone that has that strategic edge. I don't know if he's someone that is very acclimated for this game, but he's someone that, again, why not? Again, it just feels like the Traitors at this point is just a show where and you just pick a whole bunch of random celebrities, put them on a cast. Again, like, he feels like a fine enough pick here, but someone that I just don't know how much he's going to bring to the show. Next up, someone that I know has been rumored for a bit, someone that I know a lot of people are excited for. We got Maura Higgins, who, again, I don't know particularly well. Like, I've seen her be like a guest host on Love Island games. That's really my personal experience with Maura Higgins. However, yeah, I've seen clips online. Again, she seems like someone that should be a lot of fun, someone that's very willing to get in confrontations with people, and someone that, again, I think should be a fun presence on the show. The way, again, seems like a good pick, seems like someone that a lot of people are excited about. And going from someone that people are excited about to someone that I don't know who is excited about this person, we got Michael Rappaport, who, again, I didn't know who this person was until literally yesterday when he started getting rumored, and I've like kind of heard his name in passing, but didn't know for what. And doing research into him, why is he here? He's someone that seems to be a bit unhinged and known for just being a dick, to where I don't know why they cast him, to where this feels like a pick that would bring more controversy to him than what it's worth, to where, again, like Colton Underwood alone, I feel like is the one that I think is a question mark. I feel like Michael Rappaport is like to another level, just someone that's like feels like a taint on this cast. The fact that someone this controversial is here, though, again, someone has to be the first boot, and hopefully it's him. But again, still someone that I'm just a bit questionable, like, why did they pick him here? And going from that to another person that a lot of people are excited for, we got Monet Exchange, who's someone that I personally have no connection with. Like, I've never watched Drag Race, just haven't gotten to it yet. And yeah, again, I've definitely heard of Monet Exchange. Again, I feel like it's someone that's very popular, someone that I know is a big Survivor fan, and also someone that has connections to Bob the Drag Queen from last season. I believe been like helped Bob prep for that season, where Monet is someone that, again, I know a lot of people are very excited for, and I'm personally excited for. Again, I would love to see Monet be a traitor. I think that would be a lot of fun, do what Bob couldn't do. And again, I just know a lot of people are very excited for Monet, and I'm personally excited to see them for myself now. Next, I'm moving on to another person I do actually know. We are moving on to Portia Williams, who, again, I've watched on a couple shows. I watched her on Celebrity Apprentice. She was also on Stars on Mars, thank God. She's fine. Where I feel like I remember liking her on The Apprentice, though on Stars on Mars, she was just kind of like tame. She was just kind of okay. I don't know how she'll be on Traitors. Again, I assume she'll be fine. Like, I've seen clips of her that are pretty humorous. Her not seeming like the brightest bulb in the world, where, again, I think there could be a lot of fun here from Portia, but some of that, again, I'm not really sure how I'll go for her in the game, but again, how much does the game matter on the Traitors? Anyway, next up, moving on to Rob Roush, I think is how you pronounce it. I generally have no clue, but either way, Rob from Love Island Season 6, and someone that, again, I know about. I've not watched Love Island personally. However, Love Island Season 6 was always just massive in the social media community. I saw a lot of what happened on that season. I've seen like so many clips. So I know about Rob. I know his shtick, and I feel like he's someone that could be fun on the show. I feel like he's someone that is, again, just kind of messy, to where I think he can be entertaining here on the Traitors. And while he would not have been like my first pick of someone from Love Island Season 6, I don't think he's a bad pick here. I actually feel like, considering, again, they clearly would have wanted someone from Love Island Season 6, considering how popular the season is, I do think having Rob here is someone that's, like, again, perfectly fine pick in my mind. Next, moving to someone that I generally have no clue who this person is, we have Ron Funches. Don't know who this person is. That being said, seems like a pretty decent pick. I mean, like, he's, again, a comedian, to where, again, not really in the reality TV sphere. To where, while I don't know much about him, I do know that supposedly he is a reality TV fan. He's someone that, again, should know the like CBS alum, to where, again, hopefully he works with them. And I feel like, considering that fact, he might have that strategic edge that might make him a pretty interesting figure on this season, though someone that, again, I personally just don't know much about. And the same thing with the next person. We have Stephen Coletti from One Tree Hill, which is like, okay. Again, another actor person. I don't know who this person is. Never heard of this person my entire life. But again, maybe they'll be fun. Maybe they won't. Again, you never know. And obviously, Dylan Efron last season was someone that I had no expectations coming into the season. He very much surprised me. Again, maybe Steven's that person this season, but generally, again, don't know much about him. And the final non-CBS person we're going to be talking about, we have Tara Lipinski. Again, another figure skater that is a commentator for the Winter Olympics and is good friends with Johnny Weir, and that's, again, so again, makes sense why she's here. Again, cross promotion there. Also, again, I think it will be interesting actually to see Johnny and Tara on the season together, because they are well-known friends to where, again, I think they will obviously be attached to the hip, and it'll be interesting to see how people play around that dynamic. But really outside that, again, don't really know much about how she's going to do on the Traitors itself, but someone that, again, their casting here does make a lot of sense. But with that, again, that is all of the non-CBS alum, the people that I have less connection to. Now let's talk about the people that I actually care about, the people that I am more excited for this cast, people that I know very well, people that I've watched all their shows. So again, all the CBS alum here, which we only got 5 on this season. Again, definitely less than what we got last season, which felt like it was so prime with like the Hall of Fame of Survivor and Big Brother. This doesn't feel on that level. And the picks here, again, while very fun, I'm very excited for all of these, not quite to the same level. Again, it's not the Boston Robs, the Tonys, again, Sandra's, Parvati's of Survivors. It's not the Daniel Reyes's, the Dans, the Janelles of Big Brother. It feels like, again, on like a bit of a lesser level than that. But a weird aspect of all these picks is the fact that none of them really have any connective tissue to each other. None of them have played a game together before, which, again, very weird coming off of the last few seasons where, again, we had like, 3 winners at war people on season 3. We had Brittany and Danielle, who obviously had a lot of baggage. We had, again, Janelle and Dan together. We had Parvati and Sandra. Even Sri and Steph had connective tissue. Again, the fact that we're coming into this season where none of these CBS alumni have any connective tissue to each other, again, is very strange. But again, still very good picks on paper, and we'll be talking about each of them. First up, from Big Brother, 2-time player, probably the most shocking pick of the bunch here, because every other person was at least like on my radar of someone that could be on. I did not think Ian Terry would be on the Traitors. And again, it's not a bad pick. I mean, again, I think it's perfectly fine. Ian is someone that I think could be a lot of fun on the Traitors. Now, again, would have been cool to see him here with Nicole Franzel. Obviously, that would have been a very interesting dynamic. But again, still a fun pick on paper. That being said, I do worry for him on the Traitors. I do feel like it's a spot where I think people are going to be sketched out by him. Where, again, he is obviously someone that just comes off very smart. So, again, I do feel like there's going to be like people that are sketched out by him, people that think he's a traitor. I think there's also going to be sentiment from the Traitors that he's too smart. We got to murder him. To where, again, I feel pretty bad about Ian's longevity on this season. But again, I think he's a fun pick. He's definitely someone that, again, was not really on my radar coming into this. But again, it's someone that I do think is an inspired choice. And someone that is obviously very into games. I think definitely would be thinking about ways to play the game in an innovative way. And while, again, obviously his last appearance was not the greatest on Big Brother, I do think, again, there is some potential here for him to play a pretty interesting game on the Traitors. So again, interested to see it here. Next, I'm moving on to someone from the Survivor realm who I thought was, again, probably one of the bigger picks on the board. We got Natalie Anderson. And again, not surprised Natalie Anderson's here. I mean, she was definitely one of the bigger names that was available here. Again, 2-time Survivor player. Again, 1 on San Juan del Sur, 2nd place in Winners Award, even though, again, sketchy 2nd place there. But still also big name from Amazing Race as well. 2-time racers there. Again, what led to her going on Survivor to begin with. Again, I think Natalie Anderson is someone that, again, very storied reality TV career, especially when we mix in, again, the challenge, which she was barely on, but again, she was on. So again, Natalie Anderson, very excited to see her on the Traitors here. Again, I think a very fun pick here. Someone that obviously, again, a lot of people love from her original run. Someone that, again, is playing very strategically, also very confrontational and willing to get into fights. So where, again, I feel like she's kind of a perfect pick for the Traitors. Now, I know there's also rumors going around that they might also be doing something with Nadia as well, her twin sister, and that she might be involved in the game as well, which if they do, then doing with that, I feel like that sounds very weird. But again, who knows? Again, it's not like the Traitors is a game that is actually that serious to where, again, I think it could be like a fun little thing. But again, Natalie Anderson here, I do think it's an exciting pick, one that I think could do very well in the Traitors. Again, I could definitely see her gelling in with a good chunk of this cast. And again, on this cast, which I don't think is the most strategically savvy cast in the world, I think having someone like Natalie Anderson there can bring a lot more intrigue here. So again, I think a really good pick. And then we get to the big one, the one that I'm personally most excited for, the one that I think you see a lot more talk online about people being excited for. But again, this is just being such an exciting pick. We have Rob Cesternino. And again, I am someone that I have listened to RHAP for over 10 years now, literally since Survivor Philippines. I've been a patron of RHAP for years now. And for Rob to actually be back on a reality show is insane. And again, I am so excited to see Rob on the Traitors. And again, what makes it even funnier to me is that I just did not really have the Traitors on my radar of the shows that he would be on. Obviously, again, there was a point where I thought he'd be on Survivor 50, though, again, even when those teams kind of fade away, I was like, okay, well, again, he'll be on Dondi if it gets renewed. We'll see about that. But either way, him being on Traitors is so exciting here. Again, it's something that I just never really thought was actually a possibility. And like, to be fair, again, no offense to Rob, I did not think he was a big enough name for them to be going for right now. To where, again, I love Rob Cesternino, but again, I do think, again, some of the issues with Survivor 50 as well is the fact that I don't think he's the biggest name in the world. I do think from a casual perspective, people don't remember who he is. I think people don't remember who he is are, again, the online community that listen to RHAP. However, to be fair, I think with the Traitors, they probably care less about that than what Survivor 50 did, where, again, obviously there they went with the Ceries, the Aussies, the Colbys. Here, again, I think they kind of have more room to work with, and I feel like them getting Rob here, again, very exciting pick, and I think he'll be a great pick. He'll be great on the show. Again, he's going to be fun and confessional. He's going to be targeting all the boring people. Again, I think he's going to be a fun presence. I do worry for Rob personally, though. Again, I do think with Rob, there is always this worry of the fact that people will know his reputation of knowing everything about reality TV and be targeted because of that, to where, again, I do worry for Rob in that light. But really outside that, again, Rob is so exciting here. Really, he's really what makes this cast for me. Again, even though, again, obviously, I'm excited for these other Survivor Big Brother alumni as well. I think they're all good picks. Rob Cesternino is the one that really stands out to me, the one that I am personally the most excited for, the one that is really the standout of this cast. So where, again, just thinking of the concept of Rob interacting with, again, Alan Cumming, with the likes of, again, Monet Exchange, Dorinda Medley, like Portia Williams, again, Donna Kelsey. It's, again, just kind of insane that we're going to be seeing him interacting with all these people. Is, again, just so weird to think about. Whenever I think about Traitors Season 4, Rob being there is really the main thing that lasts in my brain, to where, again, I am just very excited to see Rob on another reality show. So again, it's a very fun, inspired pick, one that I just not really even see coming before this rumor cast started to leak. But with that, we then move on to the last Big Brother pick on the board, one that, again, kind of expected to a degree. We have Tiffany Mitchell. And again, Tiffany is someone that, again, I think just is a perfect pick for the Traitors, someone that just perfectly fits in here. Again, very strategic, obviously the orchestrator of the cookout, and someone that, again, one of the best strategic minds of recent Big Brother, and mixing out the fact that she is an incredible personality, someone that, again, willing to get into confrontations, incredible in confessionals, just such a perfect pick. Would have been great if she was here, Taylor Hale. Now, obviously, Taylor can't do it because, again, she obviously was just on The Amazing Race, but still would have been cool. And even beyond that, again, could have got Xavier or someone like that. But still, I mean, Tiffany is obviously just someone that is a pretty great pick for the Traitors here. Possibly my winner pick, someone that I do worry if there is some meta going on here, that she's just someone that, like, should be a perfect traitor. And I do worry that people are going to target her because of that. But really outside that, someone that, again, I kind of see fitting in with this cast pretty well. Someone that I think could kind of play that kind of like Sandra role of, and having connections to the TV alumni, but also having connections to people like the Housewives and branching out beyond that, to where, again, I am very excited for Tiffany on this season. I think it's, again, an incredible pick here for Big Brother, and so that, again, I'm hoping does well. And finally, the final person on the cast we have to talk about is from Survivor 44, the winner of Survivor 44. We have Jam Jam, and Jam Jam is someone that, again, makes sense. I mean, especially after he's passed over for Survivor 50, which I still generally do not understand how they did not call him for Survivor 50. It makes no sense to me, but and he's on the Traitors, and again, I think it makes a lot of sense. Obviously, they just had Carolyn last season. Having Jam Jam on the following season makes a lot of sense. Again, the next of the Tika 3 to move over to the Traitors, and someone that, again, is a really fun personality, someone that I thought was an incredible character on Survivor, and again, seeing him brought over to the Traitors will be fun. I will say, again, when it comes to the game of the Traitors, again, I think he'll fit in very well in this cast. I do worry about strategically how he'll do, or I do think he's a bit of a mess on Survivor, but again, it should be fun in the Traitors. And at the end of the day, with the Traitors, who cares? Again, the game is broken. Again, I think most people that watch the show know that, and most people don't actually care about the game itself. I think it's really just a opportunity to see all these random celebrities come together and play a very wacky game, and I think having someone like Jam Jam here, again, just adds to that. I think he is a very fun personality. I think he'll be really fun at the round table, really fun confessional, and someone that is going to be playing the game hard. It's just a question of how well is he going to play, but someone that, again, has a lot to bring to the show. So again, very strong pick here. But there we go. I mean, that is the entire cast of Traitors 4. Again, a very weird cast. Again, I'm personally excited for, again, all the CBS alumni who I think are really fun. There's, again, some other people here and there that I think could be fun. Again, people like Monet Exchange, people like Maura Higgins, people like Dorinda. Though, again, there's just a lot of unknowns as well. But to be fair, that's always how I am at the end of the Traitors cast review. And both times, it turns out, again, some of the more questionable picks for people that, again, I thought turned out to be fun TV. So, again, we'll just see how this goes. I think it'll be a fun ride. It's a shame that it's so far away. Mind you, still before Survivor 50, but assume at this point it won't be airing until January. So, again, we're still months away from this eventually coming in air. But obviously, when it does, I'll be talking about my live streams, twitch.tv/Jermaine Review. I'll obviously be doing a review of the season when it ultimately concludes. And again, just very excited to see, again, Rob in particular on this season. It is just going to be so surreal. But either way, again, those are my opinions on the Traitors Season 4 cast. Thank you for watching.